Hello, welcome to episode 63 of the Screen Age podcast. I'm your host, Connor.
And I'm Rodrigo.
Mm.
Oh, 2 weeks in a row. We're back at it.
Yeah, we're back in business. Once we get 2 weeks in a row of recording something that's actually a Let's Play, God, then we'll be real back in business.
Yeah, it's a big ask. But anyway.
It is a big ass. Thank you, college. We actually could have done it this week because my things were cancelled, so we could have done it, but here we are.
We'll suss out a day.
Yeah. I also need to censor another word because I'm doing brilliantly like that now.
It's just 40 seconds. You just gotta survive the 40 seconds.
It's a minute, alright? It's a long minute.
It's a long minute. It is 60 seconds. It's a long time.
It's a lot of seconds.
Well, some people don't think a minute's a long time anyway, but that's it for another day.
Some people have never tried holding a plank then for 60 seconds, have they?
Facts. Exactly what I was talking about. Anyway,
Right. We're going to jump into video games.
Yes. Video games. Do you want to go first or will I go?
Oh, you go.
Okay. We got a couple of announcements of certain things that I'm kind of excited about. But we'll start with I think there was a Nintendo event anyway. That I had no idea was coming up because it feels like they have an event every 2 months.
4 actually.
So it's kind of hard to keep up with dates and stuff with Nintendo stuff. But they announced a lot of stuff on that it's kind of exciting stuff.
Like?
I think the first one that kind of caught everyone by surprise was Nintendo Switch Sports.
Oh, yes.
Which was kind of we were only talking about Wii Sports maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago with the lads.
Oh,
And it was, Harry brought it up or something. Oh, just name dropped, damn. But yeah, we were talking about it and how we missed the Wii Sports and it was also with Kinect and stuff. We were talking about the Kinect.
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
But so Nintendo Switch Sports, which is now a bit more of a mouthful than Wii Sports, has been announced. Now it looks very different, of course,
Obviously.
many years apart. But I mean, it's got it's got the bowling, it's got the golf, it's got some new ones there's volleyball and there's
Nice.
soccer, badminton.
Oh.
I think there's a tennis, but I could be wrong. Then there's one with a bat. You just kind of hit each other. And they did say that they were going to bring out more sports.
That's cool.
Like DLCs and stuff with other sports like baseball and all the classic ones. Which is kind of cool. And they also released this thing where you can strap the controller to your leg.
Oh.
So you can
So a belt?
what sport was? Yeah, kind of. And goes around your leg, and I can't remember which of the sports that were announced you can use it on, but they said that eventually you'll be able to play the football one with it on your leg, so you don't have to use your hands, you can actually use your legs, which is kind of cool.
I mean, you just strap it to your fucking leg. There you go.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that was kind of an announcement no one was expecting, but everyone was kind of happy with.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, so
Let's bring back the old feel of Nintendo.
yeah, and I like that they said that they're gonna bring out more sports as as the years go on and stuff, which is always good to have more stuff because otherwise things get stale and blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
speaking of bringing out more stuff and because things got stale, we're getting a whole load of new maps. I think the number was 48.
48 maps.
48 maps in Mario Kart. Now, when they were announcing it and they were like, oh, we got DLC for Mario Kart 8, I think it's 8.
Yep, deluxe.
Everyone was like, oh, fuck's sake, we were expecting a new Mario Kart, this is kind of disappointing or whatever. And then they're like, this is how many maps we have. And they had 48 of them, and everyone was just like, okay, no, yeah, this is pretty good. We'll accept this. 48 maps is a ridiculous amount of maps.
Yes. Now, 48 maps is a ridiculous amount of maps to add in. Now, it's always going to be like remakes, and
Yes.
I don't know if there's any actual new ones. But the thing that does have people a bit like, what the fuck, is its price tag.
Okay.
It's
Is it gonna
20.
be like €50?
It's 25. Which, okay, look, it's grand for 48 maps. You're pretty much paying less than €1 per map. But I have seen people a bit um, divided over this because there hasn't been a DLC in Mario Kart, I believe.
Yeah.
And, well, let me just double check that. If I just type in Mario Kart DLC, like it hears me, it fucking auto fricked. The first one that comes up is the 8 Mario Kart Deluxe
The new one.
Booster Pass. Everything, yeah, Mario Kart 8 players have a major problem with DLC. Let's see what they say here. Yeah, there it is. Fork over $25, which will probably be 25 francs. France? 25
France.
euro. I don't think France is a fucking thing. But
I don't think 25 is too crazy.
I don't think it's bad either. And like I would be okay to pay that amount for like 48 packs. Um but apparently it's just like they're not actually they didn't remaster anything. They're like porting it over from the mobile game and
Okay,
such
so
like
it's just
that.
kind of like, okay.
So I think it's more so the way they're going about it just feels, a bit lazy or whatever the hell. But again, you're getting 48 packs, so I think people need to be a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, I
Oh
guess
wait,
they're also probably going like, oh, we were expecting to get them for free.
yeah,
Um, why would you get anything in life for free? Especially 48 maps.
yeah. I'd
If
say
it
the
was
actual,
one, or if it was like a new cup which has 4 maps, or 3 maps, and then it's like, okay, you get, okay, I guess that I could get that for free, but 48 maps, like, you're gonna have to pay for it realistically, like.
yeah. I say the main kind of disappointment is it's not a new entry. You're putting so much effort into finding ports for 48 new maps that's already after being
Mm.
released. You're not updating anything. You're kind of just going about it a bit haphazardly. You're probably updating a few of them. You probably recreate a good few of them as well. But in the end, you're putting so much effort into creating all these maps for this game, and you're not creating
Yeah.
a new one. But at the same time, I don't really know what people want from a new Mario Kart game. It's gonna be the same thing, but it's gonna look the exact same. It looks brilliant. Now, honestly, I wouldn't want it to change because if you get to like a hyper realistic Mario Kart game,
Yeah, like,
first off, it's going to explode switches. You're like the Switch is not that powerful of a machine.
no.
Even the newer one
No.
still has the same processor in it. It's going to detonate if you try to make it any bigger. So I don't really know what people want from a new Mario Kart game.
Yeah, like, that's why I also think why they're not like dropping any, like, making Mario Kart 9, because like you said, what else can you do other than just design a few new maps, change the cars, and that's it. Like, there's really nothing else you can do.
And even then,
Yeah,
you can add them into just the normal game itself. You can just add them in.
yeah. So like they're adding a bunch of maps from different games. Like, there's some from Mario Kart Tour, some Mario Kart 7, 64 from the Wii, from the DS, the Super Circuit. They're adding loads for different games.
Hmm.
Like, and popular ones. I would imagine they would be like Coconut Mall. Like, that was a banging map. That's coming in. So like, I don't know. I don't really. The €25. I honestly think when you said 25, I honestly thought it was kind of cheap.
Yeah.
I was thought when you were saying like people were complaining about it, I thought it was gonna be like 50 €50. That would have been ridiculous. But I think 25 is honestly a reasonable price for 48 maps, and it looks like they're not dropping in one big bulk. They're dropping in
Like seasons almost.
in seasons all the way up to the end of 2023. which is like a long time. That's a full year and a couple of months of consistent maps of Mario Kart, which I think is a smart way to go about it, because if you just bulk drop them, people will play them all in a month or two, and then just Mario Kart be dead. But if you drop them in sequence, it'll keep the people coming back and keep playing Mario Kart.
I do think that like it wouldn't be as much of a hit if Mario Kart 8 still wasn't so expensive nowadays. Like, when did Mario Kart?
Like €60.
It came out in 2014. Just to get that clarified. Initial release date was 24. Mario Kart 8, so not the Switch port now. Hang on, if I type in deluxe Switch. Released in the Wii U in 2014. So whenever the Switch came out, probably got re-released in like 2016 or 2015, 1, 2. So when that got released, then it's still 17. Okay, so it's still 5 years old, and it's €50. That's like consoles still charging €50 something for like the oldest COD games. It's €50 for that, but then a 70 or €25 bump up with the DLC packs, and now you're paying AAA title or like new AAA title prices for this Switch installment, which has been out for 5 years.
Yeah, I've always felt that Switch, like Nintendo games, because you can only play them on Nintendo, because there's no, like, obviously the exclusive ones, they are always really expensive, no matter how old they are. They always seem to never really buffer from like the €45 to €60 range, which is kind of ridiculous. They're so just, I don't know, they're just so expensive. Like my little brother wants to get into Pokemon, probably about 20 years too late, but anyway, and he's gonna buy a Pokemon game, and he was between Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield, and he's gonna get it. But like, we looked on the what's it called, the Nintendo store on the Switch, and they were €60, and we were kind of like, and then we went to Smith's, and they're 48 in Smith's, and then you're like, okay, why is there such a difference in prices here, like a €12 difference in the price? Like, I don't know, they just seem so expensive. But I mean, I guess they can really do whatever they want. If you don't want to buy it, you don't play it, and that's it. Like,
no, I do still love the Pokemon Sword is literally Sif, the wolf boss from Dark Souls 1. If you literally look up Sif and then look up Pokemon Sword and Shield, it is the exact same. I think the sword's the other way around in the mouth. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's quite funny. But I mean, I don't know how long he's gonna last on Pokemon Sword. I think that's the one he's gonna get.
Sif.
But no, he played all the way through Zelda, and even after finishing Breath of the Wild, he keeps playing it to collect all the other collectibles and stuff. So I don't know, he might really enjoy this. But anyway, that's not
a completely different thing.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else on Nintendo before we move on?
Nintendo. We did get I was informed that there is a game called Earthbound or Mother. Anyone who's into like older games or older Nintendo will certainly know Earthbound is one of the most underrated and underknown games ever. And it's brilliant. It has a great soundtrack too. But I can't remember exactly what it was. But I think there's like 3 games in it, and only a certain amount. It was like a game trilogy, and it was only available in Japan. Only there. You couldn't get it outside of it. And out of these 3 games, I think 2 of them are now being ported to Western audiences and stuff like that. I think over to America first, and then it's going to spread over. So we're seeing some, like, a game franchise that we've really is ever beloved from like pretty much one game, and is now the other beloved series that we've been waiting for so long for is also going to be released. I do not know the name of it. I can't remember it, but that is a pretty big thing that's going to come our way too.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Why is it only in Japan? Is there a reason?
Because they're weird.
Yes, that's okay.
What
Fair
more
enough.
do you want? They have much
Yeah.
different censorship and shipping laws than we do over here. So, like, there's going to be a whole heap of issues if you want to ship something. It's because, like, we're in the EU. It's alright if I want to make a game and then ship it within the
The
United...
EU, yeah.
The EU, sorry, European Union. Because their censorship laws are pretty much the same. Some countries
Yeah.
might differ a little bit slightly, but those changes won't go that far. Say if I wanted to ship a game to China, however, or Japan or Asia or anything like that, the censorship laws changed incredibly so, and I changed
Yeah.
it to be so much. Like, look what happened to Fallout. They had morphine it was called morphine in their game, but China, I think Australia, a few other places wouldn't allow it because it was called morphine and you can get addicted to it because of morphine addiction. So instead of just taking out the healing mechanic, they just called it something else, and they were like, "Yep, that's cool." And we're like, "Cool." Now we have stim packs, and you can get addicted to
Right.
stim packs, so you still get drug addictions, but it's just not morphine. So, look,
Yeah.
censorship laws in games and shit like that
It's
is weird.
It's very
Even just
weird.
looking at YouTube, look at those censorship laws. So,
Yeah. That's very strange. So
Mhm.
yeah, sometimes the rules just change for the sake of changing. You know, they don't really make sense. And I'm sure they look at our censorship laws and go, they're strange. You know, it's
Mm.
just, I guess cultures and stuff change and just different. That's weird. Yeah. But yeah, another game. There's two. I got two games that have had the first game, and now we've waited a long time for the second game.
oh, I think I know one of the two.
One of the two. The first one is one of the best Telltale games.
Not
Um,
one, two. Okay.
One of the best. Well, I would say it's one of the best Telltale games we've ever gotten. We're getting Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh, finally! When was that announced?
It was announced during the week, not too long ago. Just out of the blue, really.
Awesome.
We got a full trailer and a release window. Like, it's not coming out till next year. There's still a year wait. But hey, like we said, a year wait is much better than telling us a game that's coming out in 4 years.
Is looking at you,
But
Eclipse
that's-
and GTA 6.
yeah, and many others. But
Mm.
this game came out a long time ago. The Wolf Among Us 1. I believe it was, yes, 9 years ago.
Really? That old?
Yeah, it's that old, 2013, long time ago. But yeah, so we're getting it, the second one. But didn't, I could be wrong, didn't Telltale, like the Telltale company, like close down a few years ago?
Go under? Yeah.
They wind up, yeah. So what's going on? Like, how,
Who's developing it?
it says publisher Telltale Games, you know. I and that's why I'm kind of confused, because I do remember them like closing shop, like, you know, and it was like a big thing.
I guess they're Wikipedia. It's not going to be the greatest thing in the world. Foundation in growth, no. Major franchise questions. Restructuring.
Yeah, like they declared bankruptcy in 2018 and now they're back.
Majority studio closure. Oh, hang on, it's a majority studio closure. 90% of its
Okay.
present work phase. Oh my fucking god!
That's a lot of your fucking hell. So they're really banking on this to do well, to like come back and make
Is
a
there
return.
25 people working on this?
If so, that's quite impressive.
Because they say that 225 out of 250 employees were let go that day, and a core team of about 25 employees remained to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners, which was in completing the Minecraft Story Mode interactive media project for Netflix. So, okay, so that's there. The rest of The Walking Dead, that. Nothing really here about. Oh, Telltale is now officially commenting on the status of its in progress game, including The Wolf Among Us Season 2. So this is obviously a few years old. A few years old.
Yeah.
September, Netflix announced that. 3 episodes of this. So, okay, now relaunch 2018 to present. So, okay, so they never had negotiations with Sherwood Partners in 2019. Several key Telltale assets. Oh, okay, here we are. Following negotiations with Sherwood partners starting in February 2019, LCG Entertainment acquired several key Telltale assets and on August 28, 2019 announced it was relaunching the company by assuming Telltale Games as its trade name. So that's actually
Okay.
not the original Telltale Games, it's LCG Entertainment now.
Okay. That makes sense now. Jeez, that's like really technical and confusing.
Yeah, there we
But
go.
fucking hell. They're also co-developing with Ad Hoc Studios, which is made up of almost 50% former Telltale employees,
Oh,
which is a lot of employees. I've never actually heard of Ad Hoc Studio before.
ADHOC?
ADHOC, yeah. Never actually really heard of them.
See, when you type it in, nothing comes up.
Yeah, they must be like this. Must be their first game. Yeah, this definitely has to be like their first game that they've released.
Definitely ADHOC, right?
AD capital HOC Studio, but it should come up anyway. Founded 2018.
Did you
And
look up
they're-
studio?
Yeah,
Oh.
founded 2018, and their only project is Wolf Among Us 2. So this is their first game.
Good luck.
Good luck. It's correct. You got. I mean, that's a big project to take on first. You know, a lot of people have been waiting for the second one for this one for a long time, and we haven't had a Telltale game obviously in so long. So everyone that loved those Telltale games will most likely hop on this bandwagon and play this.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of pressure.
A good bit.
A good
Now-
bit, yeah.
You talk about pressure. What's the other game? Because I figured I know what the other one is.
Dead Island 2.
There it is. That's where the pressure's going to come in.
Oh, definitely. Dead Island 2 they have announced it could finally release this year. They said
okay.
that, which is kind of, the way they phrased it is kind of worrying me. One sec, let me see if I can find the exact quote that I'm looking for. I don't see it here, but they said that they believe the game is in a decent state to release soon. I don't like the way they use decent state.
At the same time, I'm happy that they're willing to openly turn around and be like, look, here's what you need to expect. This could happen. Like, a decent state could be like great for another company, but like okay for this company. So like,
Yeah.
who knows really what decent really means? Now, I think they're actually they're doing it kind of smart. If they do wait for a while, for like they wait for say, I don't know, if they release it in half a year, in 6 months' time, number one, that gives them time to make it from a decent, for what they feel is decent, to what they feel is very good. Or at least good, and push it up to that. That's fine. I have no idea. They say soon. 6 months is soon to me when it comes to video game releases, so here we are. But I think it's smart because if they wait those 6 months, they let Dying Light 2 die. Proper just fizzle. And in their like remnants of that game, because it's not doing great.
It's not doing great, no.
It's really, every gameplay I see of it makes me go, this is just the first one. Like, it doesn't seem that revolutionary. It just kind of seems like it's building off the charm of the first game. So if they let this kind of fizzle out and ping off the little face of the earth, and I can't remember who makes Dying Light, if they don't do anything else with it, I think it's Supermassive. Excuse me, I could be very wrong. If they actually let it fizzle, let it die, and let people want more from a zombie game that's free roam and absolutely mad packed and action filled, and then they go, here you go. That is a one-way trip to a nice old gold or platinum status for that game.
Oh,
If they can actually, because we got Back for Blood and people were like, it's alright. I think it's a lot better than people think it is, but I can see how the repetitiveness and the just kind of basicity of it all makes it very, stagnant, so that's fair. And we waited for Dying Light 2 to come out, and we waited forever for it. We got so much things on it, and it fell flat. So now we're waiting for this one. So this could be the third in that trilogy of just waiting and then can be good. It's gonna explode.
Oh yeah, definitely. That yeah. If you look at it like that, because Dying Light 2, I do feel like it has disappointed Dying Light fans a little bit. With just like you said, it just kind of feels like the first game, and like a lot of people complain that like the movement of it feel a bit slow and stuff.
It looks slow.
It looks very slow, especially when you jump. It looks like like you're really
Slow
light
motion.
and you kind of float for a second. Like it looks a bit weird. Not saying I'm sure the game is fun in some areas, but I also heard that like you play like 2.5 hours, and that's just that's just before you can even start free roaming, and like that's like you play 2 hours and then the thing comes up and it's like Dying Light 2, and it's like only now does the game begin.
See,
That's
there are certain games where that can kind of work. If it's a nice prelude, like if it's a slow burn game and it's supposed to be slow burn, and there's a big setup to a big event that's gonna happen that leads to like an apocalypse or something like that like 2 hours say prelude to something can work if it's engaging. But when it's a free roam game that you wanna just get into and be able to explore everything from the get go, like you're doing what Dragon Age Inquisition did. I think the fucking entry to that is like 4 hours long.
That's too long.
It's so excruciatingly long. And then you get to go out into the world. But it's like, I know it's one of the more famous examples of games that people are not happy having to restart because of that length of time it takes to actually start the game.
So long, yeah. I don't know. That would drive me a bit mad, like having to play it for so long, and then it's like, oh, only now does the game actually begin. But so Dead Island 2, they said that they're happy with, they're in a decent state, and they believe that there could be a gameplay trailers very soon.
Okay.
And then they're expected like Q4 of this year.
That's fine.
Unless there's problems with developments and stuff, which then would push it obviously to next year.
Q4 is over those 6 months, so I'm good.
Yeah. And before we move on, we've like 2 minutes here. I just want to mention a game that came out this year, just came out recently. Diego got it, and it's a bit fucking mad. I don't know if you heard.
Oh yeah.
It's Shifu.
Yeah, I have.
That game is ridiculous. For don't know what it is. You start. It's like it's a fighting game, and you start at like, I think it's 20 years old, and every time you die, you age, and you go up in age, and then it's so like if you die once, you up 1 year. If you die twice, you go up 2 years. Unless you clear an area, and then the thing that stacks goes down one. But if you get up to 70, which is like the max age you can get to, you have to restart the game. There's only 5 levels, and there's no difficulty choice. It's just the same difficulty for everyone, and it just looks so fucking complicated. And obviously, the older you get, the less health you get, but the more strength you get, and you get upgrades, and it just looks absolutely insane. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I feel like that's a game. It's a game that you should. I feel like it's a game you would like.
Because I'll probably be able to figure out whatever pattern needs to be taken, like structure all my fucking levels. Yeah.
Yeah, you just like it's like really grindy and like really like it'll challenge you, and I feel like you like a good old challenge.
Look, I'll get through the slog that is Dark Souls 2 first, and I'll see what I'm doing next.
It's only on PS and PC, so you get on your PC. Well, your PC could run it well easy.
Oh, easily. Love you, baby.
Yeah, that's the game.
Okay, on to movies. I need to get something out of the way right now. And it is to do with the fucking Oscars. Do you?
Oh, it's no. Okay, I don't.
Okay, I don't know what the hell you're thinking of now. I'm intrigued, but I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yep.
Do you think No Way Home should be nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture?
I definitely, yeah, I would say so, yeah.
No. The entirety of that entire movie is fan service. The only, like, it's not this groundbreaking thing that people are gonna like, that's just gonna change cinema forever. The entirety of its thing, the entirety of its popularity is fan service. Now, I know that's
Yeah.
what the fucking Oscars should be. Should be, what do people think is the best thing? What do people think it
Yeah.
is? But as a quality based movie, there's a lot of good aspects to it, but it's just fan base. And the
Yeah.
amount of fuckers who are coming out and be like, this thing was snubbed, and you see other movies which are so much more thought provoking, and actually you watch it and not just go, oh, pretty colours and Tobey Maguire, cool. Like, no, I completely don't think there should be a Best Picture movie nominated.
Like, I can see both sides of it. I can see why it shouldn't, because it is very fan servicey and everything. But you can't deny the impact it had on movies this year. Like,
How?
It has saved, single-handedly has saved cinemas.
I think that's an unfair statement.
You think so?
It hasn't single-handedly saved cinemas. You had James Bond that came out that got people back in cinemas. You had not Don't Look Up. You had plenty of other movies that did come out during the pandemic that made people go back and watch the cinema to want to watch it. Like, this just revitalized the sense of going to it, but it did not. And I will absolutely hand over heart in like refuse to believe that it single-handedly saved cinema. It's very unfair to all the other movies that has come out and has struggled through the pandemic that has got people into the cinema to say that it is single-handedly.
Okay, not single-handedly, but it has definitely made a big impact on people going back into cinemas. But I can see both sides of it. I don't think we're ever going to see a movie that is superhero ever be nominated for Best Picture. If
Again, anyways.
I don't see it happening. It would have to be something ridiculous. Like maybe the Batman could, if it's like really acting based, or other than action based. But I mean, the Oscars are just strange like that.
True.
They'll always have, they really just prefer like slow burner films and serious films over, superhero movies and action based films. Like,
Now,
do I think it should have won? Definitely not. 100% no.
That's fine.
I definitely shouldn't have won. I don't think it deserves to win. But a nomination over some of the ones that were nominated, probably, yeah.
Okay, I'll accept it probably should be nominated in that case. I think that's the compromise we could come to. Nominated, absolutely. But if that, like, think of the implications if Spider-Man No Way Home won. Think about what that means for what movies get awards from any year down the line. Think about what it's going to do for just the ego of Marvel. Because Marvel, people like to fucking rant about or rave about Marvel. Marvel isn't exactly in a fantastic place at the moment. Like, Spider-Man was the only thing keeping it afloat, and now we are praying. Well, see, I said that, but like, it's the only thing that's kept people's quality, it kept the quality of it consistent. Like, you look at WandaVision, that was good for nearly all of it except for last episode. You look at Winter Soldier, that was good for some of it, and then it got really shit. And you look at Loki, it's so heavily divided. This has been the only thing realistically that has gotten fans to go, Marvel, good. Because Shang-Chi was still divided, and what else? Eternals bombed.
Definitely divided.
And now you have like the only thing that has come out that everyone's able to go, yeah, this is good. And then you give it an Oscar. Imagine what that would do for them. They'd be like, no, we can do no wrong. It's like, fuck no, you've only been doing wrong. You managed to get one piece of shit to stick, and it worked really well and was fantastic. But, like, it's going to freak them out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with... I don't think it should have won, but I definitely do think it deserved a nomination for like the impact it had on movies and all this during the year. Definitely think so, but over some of the ones here, yeah, I could see it go over some, like West Side Story.
I don't know about that one, because that is actually seen as really good. That is actually a very
but
good remake.
it is a very Oscar movie.
It's a musical remake.
Yeah, but like, okay, how could you nominate something I never understood is how something can win Best Film but not have the Best Actor nominated, or vice versa.
I can kind of see it. Because
You
the
can
movie
kinda
may
see it,
not be
but-
carried by that actor, it may be carried by other aspects of it, and just the entire aspect of movie making is captured in. That's why I think that's the best way I could put why I think a movie should win. If it captures the aspect of what movie making is into like the actual movie itself, which is why, like, The Dark Knight, yeah, okay, it won. It didn't win Best Movie, did it? It only won.
Definitely not, no.
Yeah, absolutely not. See, that didn't win it, but was it nominated even?
I'll
Best
look
Movie?
it up now.
I'm going to go on the pretense that it's not nominated for it, but they still won Best Actor because that actor stood out because he captured what it meant to be an actor.
It wasn't. No.
Okay, that's perfect. In Dark Knight, it captured exactly what it meant to be an actor, to put yourself as far into that role as possible. Now, sadly, he didn't come back from it and blah, blah, blah. But the movie was still a superhero movie, but it didn't capture what it meant to make a movie. Spider-Man No Way Home doesn't have the whole, this is what it means to be an actor by playing the same character for the past fucking many years, kind of getting into it and embracing the role, but, keeping your distance from it. And then it doesn't take into account what it means to make a movie. You take in what it means to please people. And that's not, to me, what making a movie or a series or even music needs to be. So I think that's probably the best way I can put that.
Okay, and now I'll ask you this. Should whatever film wins Best Picture, should the director win? Because if you have the best film, that means you were the best director.
No, because it doesn't. It means it has the best team
Best
behind
of everything.
It has the best of everything. It has the best writing. It has the best. Like, okay, if what I'll say is if the movie wins Best Picture, doesn't win anything else, then I'll be like, what the fuck? If it doesn't win Best SFX, if it doesn't win Best Writer, if it doesn't win Best Supporting Actor or anything like that,
Something
if it
like
wins,
that,
if it wins nothing else but Best Picture, I'll be like, hang on.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like that. But if it doesn't win Best Director, but it wins Best Writer, but like that's where the writing came in. That's what made it good. I think people have this thing of like the director does everything. No, the director says you should go to here and do this. Perfect.
Yeah.
But it's the writers and producers and the sound and everything else in it that really makes it. So I don't mind because like, if you were to hand me this, like a movie, and say this was made from a shit script, and this was made from a shit director, you could see the shit script, but the director couldn't make it, and you could see the good script, but the shit directing. You were to tell me who would win, I'd be like, I'd probably give it to the writing, because the writing would shine through more than just a good director, because no matter what you do, shit lines will always be shit lines.
that is true. Now, could you imagine if like a film won like Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Director, and like Best Sound Effects or whatever, and then it just gets the Best Picture, and they're just gonna take it all home, and then they just don't win it? That would be absolutely ridiculous. Yeah,
that's just the inverse. So I'd still be like, no.
Yeah. How could you win everything else and it not win? But these are the nominations, and now I haven't seen like 90% of these, so I can't really comment on them. So like Belfast was nominated, which a lot of people think that might win. We got Coda, Don't Look Up. I'm surprised it even got nominated.
I am too, but it is a very like kind of what it means to make a movie. If you get it's very.
A lot of people are upset that this made it over Spider-Man No Way Home mainly.
I mean, I still look because this is the thing, that wasn't made to please fans. That was made to literally question humanity, where the other one was made to please fans and be a superhero movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset Leo didn't get a nomination for that because his
He's
acting
great.
was phenomenal in that, but he didn't. Then we got Drive My Car, Dune.
Dune's
I
not
don't know.
Dune's not up there.
Dune is nominated.
Oh, best director. Sorry, yeah, Dennis Villeneuve didn't get the director for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I still do think Dune should be there because that's like, because if you're going to say that Spider-Man should be nominated because of what it does for cinema and stuff like that, that is a very cinematic movie that makes people
Yeah,
experience
it's
a
very
wide
cinematic,
world.
yeah.
So if you're going to say one, you kind of have to accept that one.
Yeah, we got King Richard, with
Oh, yeah.
Will Smith. I think he's gonna win Best Actor with that one.
I hope not. I don't want him more in my news feed. He's been so saturated for ages.
But he's never won one, so he probably deserves one.
Okay, fairness, yeah.
Licorice Pizza, licorice. I don't know. Licorice Pizza, maybe, yeah. Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story.
I think the Power of the
again,
Dog
haven't
might go
seen so
far. I haven't seen it, but I want to see it.
Yeah. But it's funny that we were literally talking about these, the Oscars, and complaining about them last week,
Mhm.
and then the nominations came out. I feel like Andrew Garfield getting nominated for Tick Tick Boom. Now I heard he is good in it.
He's
I heard he is
fantastic
good
in it.
But I feel like it's more of a nomination because he was in Spider-Man No Way Home than because of Tick Tick Boom. And I know that people are gonna be like, oh, like you'll take it away from his thing. But no one was really talking about, and like the reason Tick Tick Boom got so much like news and got on the news so long, it wasn't because the film might have been great or because people were anticipating it. It's because everyone was like, get Andrew Garfield on our show and let's pretend that we're going to talk about Tick Tick Boom, but actually just ask him so many questions about Spider-Man. And like, and then he was in Spider-Man, and like, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of people that are Marvel fans, especially the young Marvel fans, which is the annoying fans, some people were like, oh, I can't believe Andrew Garfield didn't get nominated for Spider-Man as Best Actor. I'm like, maybe because one, his acting was okay as the Spider-Man, and two, he was in it for like 20 minutes. Grow up.
Yeah, no, what does annoy me is people are like, Andrew Garfield is so underappreciated. It's like, no, you just haven't watched any other movie that he's been in.
Yeah, you just took it for his two Spider-Man films are like, well, he's shit. It's the same thing with
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson. Everyone's like, oh, shit actor. And then you're like, yeah, because you watched him in Twilight. Anyone in Twilight is shit. Watch his other 20 great, fantastic films, and you
Yeah.
realise how a great actor he is.
Like Andrew Garfield in Tick Tick Boom is fantastic. I watched it the other day. It's brilliant. He is no, it's not brilliant. I think it kind of lacks every now and again, and
but he's good in it.
he's fucking amazing at it. He's great in
Yeah.
Hacksaw Ridge. He's great in The Social Network. I haven't seen Mainstream
Fantastic
Silence.
stuff in it.
Yeah, he's fantastic at so much shit. But
Yeah.
I hate how he won. He got another. He won stuff for Boy A as well. So must have been good in that too. And I haven't seen it. But I fucking hate how everyone is only now turned around and be like, oh, he's such an underappreciated actor. It's like, yeah, because you just haven't watched anything, and now it's cool
Yeah.
to like him. You could fuck off. I appreciate
It's
him way before anyone else did.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Willem Dafoe. Everyone's like, oh my god, his performances, the Green Goblin is like the best thing since, like, he's better than Heath Ledger. I'm like, oh, alright, hold up. The man laughed once when he got hit in the face, and alright, he's not that good. But it's also
Yeah.
like, he's been good in so many things. What's that one, the Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson? He's in that, and he's fantastic. And he's been in so many others that he's just fantastic in. And it's only now that, like, just because he was in No Way Home, people are like, oh my god, it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, now at least he got some recognition for Spider-Man when it came out. He was like, oh he's really good in it. But like, people are just going to focus on that. He's not going to focus on the fact he's in the Lighthouse, Spider-Man. Sorry, yeah, I'm going to focus on Spider-Man. He's in Platoon, American Psycho. He's also in Aquaman, but no one wants to talk about that because he's pretty good in that. What's the other fucking movies? Not Togo. It's fucking stars. I didn't even realize that. Oh,
Togo's very good. What's the one with is that the one with the dog?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
He's in the French Dispatch, and now he's in fucking the other fucking Wes Anderson movie, the Grand Budapest Hotel. He's fantastic in all of these things. But so many people be like, "Oh, he's really good in Spider-Man." I'm like, cool. Are you going to claim he's an underrated actor? Because he's not.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not underrated. He's quite well rated.
Thankfully, I haven't heard anyone turn around and be like, "Oh, Alfred Molina is such a good actor. Why isn't he more well known?" Because, oh my god, if you were to go through his movies, man is stellar.
Oh yeah, he's been around too. But I feel like the one film that I was so happy got a nomination in Best Animated Feature, and I'm so happy it got nominated, and I really, really hope it wins, but I don't think it will, is Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to say Encanto for a split second.
No. I am so happy Mitchell's versus the Machine got nominated. It deserves it 100%. That film was fantastic. And I really hope it wins. I don't think it will. I feel like it's going to go to Encanto or Luca. Just
fuck, Luca's there.
It's Encanto, Flea, Luca, Mitchell's, and Ryan the Last Dragon. It's going to go to a Disney one.
Right, is Ryan the Last Dragon nominated for like best animation, like actual best, not best animated movie, but best animation, or like best CGI or some shit?
And best animated short, no. Screenplay adapted or just best score costume, no. Just animated.
That's annoying.
Animated feature.
That's annoying because the actual animation in that movie, because the movie is okay. You can tell it's made for kids. It's like leave point A, point B as fast as you can get to keep their attention. It's grand. I'd love to find like if there's like an extended version of it. That's just, I know I usually talk about, I hate how people are like, oh, release this director's cut. No, Ryan Last Dragon is actually my one movie that if they could release a slower version of it, I'd watch the shit out of it. But that so animation is mind blowing. That animation, like every time I saw like a hair strand or the follicles or something or the scales, the water, my hair stood up. It's so good. So it needs to win for something like that. But as the best. Now, yeah, you say it's nominated for Best Animated Feature. I can see Luca winning that. I can't see Encanto winning it. Well, I can kind of see Encanto winning it for the same reason Frozen did, because it had a famous song in it. But I feel like Luca is going to win because it's a bit more popular.
Original song.
Of course it was. That's going to win. Who else is there?
We got King Richard, Richard, one from Belfast, No Time to Die, and... one for 4 Good Days. It's called somehow you do. I don't care, but I don't know. I don't think it's the Bruno song that got nominated.
Oh, they'll lose.
I think it's the one at the end. I think it's the one at the end with when she's singing with the grandmother. I think it was that one. It's not even the good one.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe they kind of set it up for someone else to win.
Maybe, but I do think Mitchell's and the Machines for the animated feature, story, animation, all that, because that's what's taken into account, all those aspects of it. I feel like it should win, but I feel like it's going to go to Encanto. And before you all come at me, I'm Latino. I think it's going to win because of the Latino aspect of it, or Luca because of the the community, that Italian background and stuff. So I you're not going to give it to a white family in the Mitchells and the Machines. So I don't know.
I mean, I do have to agree. Like, I'm terrified about what's going to happen if Luca doesn't win it, because the amount of... I went into it knowing everyone was like, oh, this has some great like representation of LGBT and stuff like that. And I watched it, I was like, it doesn't. It shows the strife of one guy doing it and shows that that's a good ever representation. But the two of them are friends. He likes a girl.
Yeah.
He's literally going to college with this girl. He's literally going to spend as much time as he can with her.
With this girl.
And everyone's like, oh, it's such a good thing. The two of them are obviously gay. It's like, no, they're not. He's obviously not. He definitely is. He's not. That's like, if you want to show a good representation of the struggle that one person may have and not like another person, perfect. That's great. And you add in the whole LGBT. That's fucking amazing. Well done. But don't, the amount of times I heard that this is a really good representation of the two main characters are obviously gay. They're not. They're really fucking not.
Obviously gay.
One guy isn't. One guy obviously is, but the other fucking isn't.
Yeah. One guy's clearly in love with a girl. It's quite obvious.
Yes, and obviously it shows the struggle the other guy has. That's perfect. Yeah. But if it gets a bunch of shit from that, which I know they fucking will,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna go to Encanto or Luca. I don't see anyone else in it. I don't even know what Flea is. Flea, what the fuck's this? Yeah, I have no idea. Never seen it. It's a documentary animation. I mean, that could win it. Yeah. On the verge of marriage to his long-term boyfriend, a successful academic in Denmark is confronted with a secret from his past. I mean, LGBT could win it for that.
Yeah, but when I type in Flea, it brings up... Wait, what's it called? Oh, FLEE.
FLEE.
I type in FLEA.
Oh, no, that's the other show, isn't it?
No, it's the main... That's Fleabag or the basis of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It doesn't even, like... I mean, it has its own unique animation style, but I feel like it doesn't have, like, the wow factor that the other ones have.
Yeah, that's probably not going to do it. If it was a short, it would be, like, probably absolutely, but... I couldn't watch something like that for a feature length. No.
But anyway, we'll move on from the Oscars because that was a long time we spent on that. But the one I thought you were gonna bring up was we got a trailer for the film you were most excited for. Jurassic World Dominion.
Right. Okay. Instantly, no, hated. What I also love is I see a bunch of fucking things. Now, I know I'm talking as an ecology student, and I'm like, of course this is fucking obvious. I really hope it is. I really hope this headline is supposed to be obvious, which is why dinosaurs are bad for humans, or why we can't live together. You don't need to be an ecology student to turn around and be like, it's a very bad idea to have the most apex predator hunters that ever roamed this fucking planet that required an entire asteroid and the development of CO2 to actually take them out, to kill them. To spare them with us.
But yeah, no, like, I think I watched the trailer and I'll say one thing, it definitely looks 20 times better than the last one.
No,
I mean, the last one was poor, but I feel like this one looks better.
I know when I saw Chris Pratt farming a para, whatever it's called, can't remember the fucking name of it now because I'm so annoyed. I was just like, oh my god, where are we?
But I feel like whatever was gonna come out with this film, you were gonna hate anyway.
True.
So, but I do, from an objective standpoint of me, that I like Jurassic Park and I like I like those films. They're not my favorite of all time, which they are for you.
Yeah, of course, my favorite movie ever.
So, like, for you, obviously, it has a much more, meaning to it, and
foreboding.
They've ruined it already for you. So, like, anything that was going to come out was going to be shit. So that's why I think it looks better than the previous one. But I also feel like they're going for a fan service to finish it out with the coming back of original cast members.
But it's not finished out.
They do more?
Yes, they're doing 3 more. And apparently the end of this one tells you the name of the next one.
Oh, delightful. So
yeah,
they should just stop. But I definitely think it won't be as bad as the last one. The last one was quite poor.
The last one was god awful. I remember actually literally being triggered into so much shock of how bad it was. I came out thinking it was good, and then I thought about it for a day later and was like, oh my god, it's one of the worst things ever.
Yeah, it was quite poor, and
if they stopped it at 4, because the first one's a fucking masterpiece, and Ryan says you can never take that away from anything, music wise, score wise,
even
VFX
to this day,
wise.
it still stands up.
Oh, I watched it not too long ago.
Yeah.
The second one is good until they go back to the city. The third one was pretty poor as well, but it kind of showed the viciousness of dinosaurs, I guess. If they stopped in the fourth one, if the fourth one was like, yeah, here's Jurassic World.
That one was very good.
That
was a
that's
good,
my.
like, yeah.
It's a good way to show where it's gone since then.
Mm.
They left it there. If they just went, that's done, they would have been fucking fine.
Yeah.
It would have been a nice end to it, because like it shows that even when a genetically modified thing is not, nature will still. It literally discusses how life will find a way against anything artificial. But then they just kept fucking going, and the whole thing of life finding a way makes no sense now, because they were released by a genetically modified girl.
Yeah. Yeah, they literally. I don't know who let her make a decision, but yeah. So that whole concept of that film is terrible, just shocking. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one could be better. I mean, it can't be worse. Well, it could, but
It can actually, but I
think it will be better. I think it would be better.
Oh, I just want to check who directed Jurassic World.
But I also think they're trying to get, like, by having old cast members in it, they're trying to like be better, like trying to make it better by having original cast in it.
I just want to see who's directing it actually.
This one, I haven't even.
Dominion. Okay, you know what? They brought back Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah.
And I like him because he did the first one. He didn't do the second one.
Okay. So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, he produced it or helped in some way. But the director of the second one was J.A. Bayona, I think. Written by Colin Trevorrow, fair enough, but it kind of goes back to you can be handed a shit script,
yeah, but
directed well. This was none of that.
It's like the DC Justice League. It's like the script is there, director was shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean it has a chance, especially with him, because he did, like you said, made the first one. So I mean, maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what shit is spewed onto the TV on the 10th of June. But yeah, that's all I have for that anyway.
That's probably more things, but we can move on anyway. There's some things in TV to discuss as well.
Yeah. I have one.
Go.
That I have no idea how you're going to feel about, but because I know you love Futurama. And it's getting a reboot.
Now, there's a lot of things to this. First off, it made people realise just how good the ending was. Because people were kind of divided on the ending. They were like, oh, sure, they're redoing all of it. No, it's great. I love the ending. Then there's the big fucking thing that Joe DiMaggio was not asked to come back to play Bender.
I don't understand. I don't understand that decision. How do you bring everyone back but not Bender? Now, I would have understood it if, you know, the actor did something and, you know, you shouldn't be casting him anymore, but as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, as far
he
as
didn't
I'm aware,
do anything that was like, you know, deserving of not being called back.
It's John DiMaggio, isn't it? Joe DiMaggio's the fucking baseball player. Why do I always do that? Yeah, John DiMaggio's the fucking guy, not Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, and like he's in Disenchantment, so like he's still in jobs, and like, you know, I don't know. It was such a weird decision to not bring him back.
Because it's not even that. It's that they are. Wait, what? Did fucking Mark Hamill say something about it?
A load of Mark Hamill clarifies he won't audition. What was it like? Won't audition for Bender if. Oh, he won't. Won't audition for Bender if DiMaggio doesn't return. But yeah, if he returns, why would you audition?
Well, no, if like he won't.
If he's asked to, yeah.
No, he won't like audition for the revival at all unless he's back in.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are already like saying that they're going to boycott this because of this decision, and a lot of people are not happy. I feel like
Mm,
if they would have just announced all of them coming back, this would have been one of the most hyped and anticipated shows
mm-hmm.
of recent time, and now they've just really fucked their chances. Because even if in a week or two they go, okay, we got John back in, people are going to be like, yeah, but you didn't originally.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's so stupid. And he, like, Bender is probably this, yeah, probably the second like lead actor in the show. So it's not like you didn't bring back someone that played like Amy or someone else that is there, but you know isn't the main character. Bender's in like pretty much every episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like not bringing back basically one of the main three is just stupid.
Yeah, now the whole thing is it goes down to negotiations of pay here. Oh, fuck. Um, and the whole thing is that um, they went to three voice actors. I don't know who West and Seagal are. I probably do actually. I just um, don't know off the top of my head who they actually are. And they went to DiMaggio obviously as well. So then they made some prices and were like, here's your offer as some competitive quotes. Now, if you are going to come back to redo a voice, he has said before that doing Bender does hurt the voice, and it's a difficult one to maintain. So if you're going to be brought back to do a show that you were happy with and done with, you're going to want to come back for a decent reason,
Yeah.
rather than just to give fans what they want. Anyone who thinks an actor who should come back and do a show that they want, that the fans want, just because he was in it, is dumb. It's like going back to the fucking Olsen twins and it was not Full House, can't remember what they were. They were 9 when they did it, shut the fuck up. But with this, you're gonna turn around and be like, look, I know how much, you're gonna play it smart obviously, you turn around and be like, look, I know how much this is gonna be worth to you, and this price isn't enough, this is a low ball. You're gonna up this price. And like it's not like he's going, he probably is asking for like a shit ton. But you should be expecting to spend a shit ton, because the man is still voicing, as you say, a shit ton of other things. He's gonna need more of an incentive to put those other shows on hold in order to come back and do a show he's already been doing for years.
Yeah.
So what I'm kind of explaining this for isn't to be like, oh, this is what happens. Like, this is his thought process. You can't, don't go after someone saying, oh, why are you asking for more money if you should love this? Like, no. If you're doing other things after spending like probably over a decade voicing this one character, you're going to want more. You're going to want a better incentive to come back and do this character, which is like, if you're being lowballed for a character that's so influential, you're obviously like, no, up it. But the other thing is saying here as well is that they went to the three, the other two said yes, and they didn't go to him to try and negotiate something, which is dumb.
Very dumb.
To me. So now, as you said, they are setting it up for absolute failure, taking away the most iconic character in that show.
Yeah, definitely. Because, like, it's not like he doesn't care that he's not in it, or that, you know, he was like, look, I didn't want to do it, and, you know, I have other things going on, and people would be like, okay, we can accept that. If you don't want to be in it, that's fine, whatever. But he is quite upset. Like, he is not happy with this decision. He is, like, retweeting things about people boycotting the show, and, like, retweeting people's complaints, and, like, shit like that. And it's like, he is obviously not happy, and it's just fueling the fire with the fans going, if he's not happy, we're definitely not happy. They've really, really fucked themselves.
Like, they should turn around and be like, okay, let's secure the most iconic one first, and then let's negotiate around that afterwards. If we need a bit more money, we can obviously, it'll pay for itself, honestly. But John DiMaggio Joe DiMaggio has the most iconic swing, most likely. John DiMaggio has the most iconic voice. He has an incredible voice, and you pay for what you get. You pay for this name. You see John DiMaggio there, you're going to go, yes, absolutely. I will always be like that. But it also goes back to, he didn't do anything. He's just trying to negotiate something that yeah, it might be a big increase than what they were anticipating, but they should have anticipated more than a low ball.
Yeah, like they should have gone. I feel like the two that they should have gone for automatically was the guy that plays Phil. It's Phil, yeah, Phil, and then
Fry
Bender.
or Philip.
Fry, sorry. So Fry and Bender, going for those two first, and then if you've run out of you're running out of money or whatever, then you can recast the rest of the show. But bringing those two back is like the most important thing to do, and they just messed up big time.
Because if you look at all the things that he's in
big stuff.
Yeah, you kind of got to turn and be like, okay, since that started in 1999. It went 14 years. In that 14-year period, he's done so many other things. But since 2013, he's been in shows like Gravity Falls, Inside Job, Disenchantment, Adventure Time. You've given all these huge shows, and so his price is obviously going to go up from fucking 1999. So what are you anticipating? Why try and lowball this if
he's in so many things? Oh my god!
Oh, it's incredible. The man has done so much.
F is for Family, The Penguins of Madagascar, Teen Titans, the Batman, one of the animated shows, Kim Possible, Adventure Time, American Dragon.
If you look at pretty much any
any animated show, he's probably in it.
Yeah, if you look at any animated show that is well known,
Ben 10,
he's in there somewhere.
The Barnyard. Oh my god, he's in so many things. It's quite impressive. Fish Hooks. Oh my god, that was a show. Fucking hell. Powerpuff Girls. The Clone Wars. He's in the Clone Wars?
I can't. Your hand is covering the mic.
Sorry.
I can't hear. Yeah.
The Clone Wars.
Yeah, he's in the shit
He's
ton.
in the Clone Wars. That was that's what I said. But yeah, that's a bit of a poor decision from them. Even if they get him back now, people are already like not happy. So, they've really just, fucked up straight away.
So, can you remember the two people who I asked? It was Kay Segal and West. So Kay Segal did what's his name? Leela. And I think West probably did Philip Fry, honestly.
Yeah, he did Philip, and he did Zoidberg, and he did like 3 or 4 characters.
Yeah. Now, you got those two, great. But you still gotta get him in, while the other two are iconic in the fact that they're they're the main 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get the guy who does the majority of the voices on your show.
Yeah. That's why I said Fry does a couple of them. The guy that does Fry, he does a couple of voices. He does like 3 or 4 of them. So get him and then get Bender, and then if you can get the one that plays Leia, but then and then if you can't, then get someone else to do it.
And what else has Billy West done? So he's probably done a shit ton of things as well, hasn't he? Since then, not really. All his things were like during it, and I think he has done. I don't recognize. Okay, so he being lowballed, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
The voice. I can't remember her fucking name off the top of my head, even though it was Red Case ago. What else has she done since then? So again, looking at 2013, Married with Children, that was way back. Okay, you have Sons of Anarchy, that's something. She's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine for a bit. So, and Big Bang Theory. Okay, so she has a few things on her belt at least.
Okay.
She doesn't look like she's any big names, however. So at least, or like big roles. So she at least got Sons of Anarchy, I guess.
Yeah.
So okay, there I guess you got something to like play with, but John DiMaggio has got so much more things, And you're lowballing them.
Yeah. They're lowballing him, or just didn't even bother going to him.
Mm. Well,
Yeah.
we'll have to see how that one plays out.
Yeah, we will. But yeah. What else do you have?
I got a Halo thing that I'm
Oh.
kind of delectable about. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Apparently, Microsoft is being sued by the original composer of the series, Marty O'Donnell, for anyone who doesn't know. If you don't know, you're sad to me. For, let me see if I can find it again. Just because they didn't pay royalties or anything like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of questioning how far will they actually decide to, because you're literally asking for one of the most iconic video game soundtracks of all time to be misrepresented within a show that is, supposed to represent it all.
Yeah.
Are you going to pay? How much are they going to pay out, and will Marty be okay with it?
It's gonna be a lot, I think.
Oh yeah, Halo versus Marty O'Donnell. O'Donnell.
I feel like he's gonna ask for a lot.
Yep. There's Fire by Bungie, or to return assets relating to just blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. No, where's there it is. Unpaid royalties. Oh, 2 of them are doing it. Oh, that is more delectable.
This is just for the show, the new show, is it?
Yeah, say Microsoft unpaid royalties and use of their music, and they're suing to get them. O'Donnell Salvatore Inc. with the Halo publisher later this month. So, they may demand an injunction against the Halo TV series. Don't you just love disputes over money?
That's quite funny, the fact that they're like, they have the show ready to bop out, and they're just gonna be like, yeah, you can't until you pay us. That would really fuck it up. But then I don't understand how these things happen. Like, you have to pay royalties for these songs.
Yeah.
You have to. It's quite obvious. We're not even in the industry, and we know that you have to pay royalties for songs. And you don't know that, or you don't pay it. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's people calling it like nostalgia baiting and stuff like that, using his royalties or his music. But like I don't understand how a shit ton of disputes happen anyway. You're thinking in this kind of society and community and environment, you would be so much more careful about what the fuck happens. You would be just like, okay, so this could happen. We had to cover our tracks and all this. Any company that like will just go, we'll just do it. Like, this shit's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's almost like they're like, oh, Halo music, we own that, right? And everyone's just like, yeah. It's like, okay, use it then. Yeah.
No, we don't. We don't actually. It's the artist that is no longer with us. That not dead, like fired.
Fired or whatever.
From more disputes about his music not being used or used, and apparently he lost it, but I don't really know the whole details of that one. That was with Bungie, and look, Activision and Bungie aren't the exact. Wait a minute.
Bungie is owned by PlayStation now.
Yeah, but weren't they a subsidy of Activision? Or something, because it was the two of them for a while anyway. I love when you look up Bungie Inc. Its parent organizations, Xbox Game Studios and Sony Interactive Entertainment. That is the weirdest thing.
That's very strange.
Yeah. Yeah, the Activision's there beside their name, but
Weird. I don't know how these things work.
Yeah, when it comes to titles and publishers and developers, it gets very muddled
confusing.
very quickly.
Yeah. Especially because one year they can be one thing and next year they're not, because they were sold on or they were, separated or whatever. It's just so fucking confusing.
Yeah, it really does. But look, looks like we're only having issues in the money side of things when it comes to TV series, I guess.
Yeah. Now, Is that all the Halo stuff you have?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention. Big
Okay.
old lawsuit.
Now there's a show on Disney Plus. It's now cancelled. It didn't even get to record.
Oh.
Or it's been put on hold. So it's probably never coming out. Now it's a prequel. You know you're doing well when you do that. A prequel to the Beauty and the Beast. Yep. Prequel to the Beauty and the Beast. Just say it one more time so it's sinks in. Yeah. Prequel to the so it was meant to follow Gaston.
Oh yeah. What's the point?
Very pointless. Very pointless. And it got cancelled or put on hold because they probably were like, hey, this is stupid.
Finally a smart decision.
Very. It also was kind of funny because Rita Ora was like announced to be on it, and they're like three days later they were like, yeah, we're done. And people were like, well, is she that bad of an actress? So I found it quite funny. But it's just when I saw, first of all, I didn't even know this thing was going to exist. Didn't know it existed. And then I was like, who thought this was a good idea? Who wants to see a prequel to Gaston?
The most belligerent and self-absorbed character who was literally made to be hated throughout that movie and to be a villain.
Yeah, and now you're going to give him a backstory to either make us fall in love with him or hate him more?
I probably hate him more, honestly. He's a belligerent asshole, likes to talk about himself. I hate people like that. So, like...
Yeah, so I don't know where this was headed.
Disney are in a very difficult position because they've backed themselves so heavily into a corner where they can only make animated movies now, or they can make Marvel or Star Wars TV shows. That is it.
Yeah.
They can't do anything else. They can, like the Marvel movies that they're going to come out with after Doctor Strange are gonna. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Doctor Strange is the only one I'm kind of looking forward to, but that's it.
Yeah.
The only then after that it's the series. I can't wait for Moon Knight. With Star Wars,
that's
soon. I know. With Star Wars, they can try to make movies, but they're so blocked into this terrified status now of what the hell do we do with it. That makes it go forward, not back.
Yeah.
That they just can't do anything yet until they really shoehorn in something or just go, bam, let's go. That's it. That's the best way they could do it. But then the issue with going too far forward is it won't feel like Star Wars. To go too far back, it's Star Wars that you've already dealt with. So they're stuck in this moment here where they're just reusing characters that have already been developed and already storylines have already developed in both Marvel and Star Wars. And like, because if you go back far enough, Disney were banging out live action movies as well constantly, and there's plenty of them. But now they're either non-existent or so shit you don't hear about them.
Yeah, Disney have really. It feels like they've really like. Their well has dried up on original content. They're either doing like you said remakes or live action remakes, or just prequels and sequels to things that already exist or Marvel stuff, and I understand I understand why they do it in one aspect, because money. Literally shits so much money. Any Star Wars or Marvel content you put out will bring in rakes and rakes of money. Any live action of an original animated movie that you bring out will rake in loads and loads of money. But there's only so much we can take, and I feel like we are getting to that stage where people are not, they don't want that anymore. They want more original content, more original movies, and we're just not getting that. The only original stuff we get is in animated movies in Disney, and it feels like they only care about being original animated. Anything live action, they're just not original anymore.
See, we got the Mandalorian, but the main thing with Mandalorian is yes, the story of it's original, the characters are new, blah blah, but it's completely based off of other aspects of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like the entirety of the Mandalorians are based off other things in Star Wars. It's just we watch it and we're like, oh, this is unreal to see it in live action. That's
Yeah.
a hot take, but that's not saying that the Mandalorian is absolutely the greatest thing they've come out with in years.
Many
It is.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you look at fucking Marvel, they are completely garnered or just they're cornered by comics, which don't have a whole lot of depth. Honestly, like, I keep looking at the different comics. There was a discussion I had with my roommates. If you look at Star Wars, I can turn around and call its history lore. I can turn around and I can discuss all these different aspects that happen in different generations, time periods, whatever you want.
Mm.
From like their inception to like whatever it is now, and look at different characters that are not explored, whatever the fuck. With Marvel, it doesn't feel as fleshed out as that universe. It just kind of feels like here are the heroes, here are their backstories, go.
Yeah.
And that's going to be an issue for longevity, because if you're constantly dealing with characters and storylines that are limited by stories that kind of get to a particular point and have to fizzle out, because with the world of Star Wars, there realistically is no fizzling out. It just evolves throughout literal time, history, and culture.
Yeah.
But with Marvel, you're developing characters, and that's it. The history can't be developed besides for backstories. The world can't be developed except for backstories, because the only thing you can develop the history with is with backstories, and at that point you're like, what's the point? Is this going to lead to the future? But with Star Wars, you could at least have things in the past that eventually lead that far, but it's so much more fleshed out in that case.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. I do feel Marvel will have a big collapse in a year or two. I don't see Marvel succeeding long term, because they did, don't get us wrong, what they did from 2008 up to 19 when Endgame came out, what they did for those 10 11 years was something we've never seen before. It was absolutely fantastic. And nearly every film that was pumped out was just fantastic, and it was great. But I feel like what made them great was, obviously we've never seen anything like that, but we got movies maybe once a year, if we were lucky, 2 a year. But now we're getting 5 TV shows and 4 films in a year, and it's just like, it's just so much. And then the issue is, if you miss one, if you don't watch one show or one film, the next film or show, you're just gonna be lost because you've missed something. And it's just too much. And like the Doctor Strange film, I'm really excited for, but I already know what's gonna happen in it. It's gonna be another fan pleaser, just like No Way Home. Like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be in that film again, guaranteed. They're gonna have X-Men. They're gonna have Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is pretty much confirmed he's in it. So there's gonna be Deadpool. We're gonna have, I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be in it, and like people are gonna lose their minds. A young Chris Evans is gonna be in it. Like, it's just gonna be so many characters and so much nostalgia, which I feel like that's all Disney, all Marvel can rely on at the moment. It's just so much nostalgia, and just make us go, oh my god, that was great because of the nostalgia feel. And it's kind of like, yeah, but no, I'm sick of this.
Yeah, it would have been great if right after the heels of Endgame they took the break and it was like, here's some minor things. Like, if they released Eternals and Shang-Chi during that little break, just kind of as soon as Endgame comes in, they don't instantly try to set up the next fucking thing, which is all the Spider-Man, all the other things that are coming in. Like, if they didn't just instantly try to like literally do one big jump, which was from, as you say, 2008 2019, and then from there launch into another jump to set up everything else.
Yeah.
If you just took that, if you landed the jump, stuck it, and then took a running start and then took another jump to set up everything. Because with WandaVision, the Winter Soldier, all the TV shows, stuff like, they're setting shit up. They're setting all this massive universe that's going to come about, especially WandaVision, because they're setting up an anti-hero for the next fucking big jump that they're going to take. If they just landed it, like release things, like pointless ones that people can just kind of nibble on to be like, cool, this is some Marvel stuff. Like they released Shang-Chi, because that's not going to go too much further, I assume. It might be referencing, it might show up in a movie or two, but it's not going to be massively fleshed out. If they brought Eternals in at that point, and if they just didn't do what you call it, Black Widow, they just didn't do that one, and they just kind of kept some of the shows to a minimum, or they fleshed out the other ones that are being removed off Netflix currently because Netflix are dumb as fuck, then if you fleshed them out for a little longer so that people can nibble on them, have the smaller characters, have a little bit of screen time but like nothing massive, and then took the fucking leap to release WandaVision and then brought it into Doctor Strange and all that type of stuff, it'd feel more fresh. It wouldn't feel like you're still jumping into another thing.
Yeah, and like the Netflix shows that, like Daredevil, which is fantastic, and The Punisher, which was fantastic. The others were okay. Luke Cage was okay. Jessica Jones was good. Iron Fist was terrible. But like people are like happy now that Daredevil's like officially in like it's confirmed that he's in the MCU, so that means the Punisher is also in the MCU. But even if you look at the Daredevil arc with Kingpin, and like he's beating the shit out of him, and like it's like violent, and it's like goddamn. And then you look at the Kingpin in fucking Hawkeye, and he was a little bitch. He didn't do anything. He was so nerfed and so like made into like a child friendly villain. And it's kind of like, if you're gonna do that to the Punisher and Daredevil after we've gotten some like really violent stuff, you're gonna ruin those two shows automatically.
Quickly, because we are running out of time, the biggest thing against that they won't do that is Moon Knight. Seeing how fucked that show is going to be, because it is dark, and Kevin Feige even came out and say it's the turning point to make an MCU more dark. I don't think they'll do it, and I do have a bit of hope that they will continue. Though. Have you seen the thing of fucking dark of Moon Knight?
I saw it, but I don't know. They could make it look like that for the trailer, and then the actual thing is not that dark.
But I'm going by that it is.
I hope so. I hope it's as dark as it comes. They need to stop with the child content. Start making it more for 15 plus. But yeah.
Yep. Another outro.
That's it. Okay, so yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram, where we post movie reviews and TV show reviews of stuff we watch. And head over to our YouTube, where we post our podcast and some Let's Plays that we have from the past. We will be getting back into Let's Plays hopefully soon. Just college is in the way at the moment. And yeah, head over to our TikTok, where we post funny clips from the podcast or game stuff we do on our own time. And yeah, thanks for listening, and bye-bye.
Bye.